Okay, I'm Inderia. We're doing our second video.
I'm Ray.
This topic is going to be about infertility. We're going to talk about our struggle to get our beautiful son that we got, and basically how long it took us and all the stuff that we went through. So let me start by saying that the reason why it took us a long time is I was diagnosed with PCOS when I was 19, and I don't feel like explaining it, so you're going to have to look it up, or I can put up a definition later. But anyway, so I was diagnosed with PCOS when I was 17, and basically it has to do with a hormonal imbalance and infertility, of course. So when I first met Ray, and when we first decided we was going to start dating and stuff like that. Stuff like that, I felt like that was one of the first things that I would have to tell him is that I might not be able to get pregnant at all, which I was told by the doctors that I might not even be able to have kids, or if I did, it would be just one. So when I first told him, I was a little nervous about telling him due to some past issues that I had in past relationships. But he can tell you how he felt when I told him.
I didn't mind at all. Well, I guess we'll try. One's good. It's a way to start off, I guess.
So we start off by just the normal way you have babies. Sex, 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 sex. And guess what? More sex. But, of course.
Which soon became a job. Playtime began to be work. And overtime. And
Yeah, it was hard. We laughing now, but it was hard. It was very emotional days, nights, crying, every emotion that you could possibly experience. I think I experienced when we was trying to have a baby. It took us 5 trying years of trying to get pregnant. And I'm talking about, for the people who know about infertility, waking up at the same time, taking your temperature, taking your OPKs. If you don't know what that is, then you're just going to have to look it up.
Or apparently you could watch comedy shows and find out what that means. I forget what comic I was watching, which is something about, take my temperature, and then the guy runs out. Oh, now I know it. That's when I knew what it meant. I didn't know why she was taking her temperature all these times, and then she was surprised when I knew.
So OPK is based on ovulation test. And also spending, I don't know how much money we spent on. I spent on testing, fertility websites. I even got books, read books. But of course, if you ain't ovulating, you can't have a baby. We had already got his swimmers check, and that was A+, so he got plenty of mighty swimmers.
Interesting day.
We had to
wake up in the morning, and that was probably the worst alone time I've ever had.
Because we had to basically get some semen and rush it to the hospital.
And keep it warm on the ride over in the winter in Pittsburgh.
So. Rush it over to the hospital so they could check it. Since we stayed close enough to the hospital, we was allowed to collect the sample at home.
Which, for anybody in Pittsburgh knows, if you're going from north side to, I think it was over by the Pittsburgh Zoo, that it's not exactly around the corner, but holding a cup of your own sperm there, that was an interesting ride.
Yeah, it was funny. We was laughing. But he checked out, and so he had some, like I said, good swimmers or whatever. Well, I already knew I was having the issue, but we just did that just to make sure that everything was okay on Raymond's side, which it was, and we was happy to hear that. But we still didn't get pregnant.
Pittsburgh, we didn't have much luck in Pittsburgh.
No.
Having a child. And so after we moved out of Pittsburgh, then to go back, I'm going to say maybe I wasn't wholeheartedly into having a child at that time. I kept saying maybe it'll happen eventually. It'll happen when we're ready. And I didn't think we were ready, but I tried just because she really wanted to try.
And I was trying even when we wasn't ready because I felt like it was going to be a long process, and it was a long process. And so I wanted to try. Even when we felt like we wasn't ready, I wanted to try because any chance is better than no chance at all. So Raymond was very optimistic, and he was like, oh, it's going to happen. And I just wanted to give him one of these because that's what you hear from everybody. Stop thinking about it. It'll happen. Stop trying. It'll happen. Oh, God. I can't even count the number of times that I heard that. I was started hearing the happy stories. Oh, it'll happen. Oh, it's going to happen. Whatever.
We'll reflect back to this moment near the end of this video.
Whatever. Okay, that's how I felt. Like, I didn't want to hear that mess. I ain't got time for that. I've been trying for this long. So, I didn't want to hear it. So, fast forward, we live in Florida now, which we are currently in right now. And
we tried numerous things. Ended up, what's first? Was it VA last?
Yeah, VA last.
So where were we now?
We were still just trying, like, I guess you can basically say natural, because we wasn't like going into seeing any doctors or whatever, or trying to get any fertility treatment, because one, it's very expensive. And so we didn't have that type of money at the time. So we decided to just keep trying. We tried, our first we tried Clomid. Clomid is a drug that helps women with PCOS ovulate, and so...
Or helps Barry Bonds hit home runs. That's what Barry Bonds was taking, along with this little cream. But go ahead.
Anyway, Barry Bonds hitting no home runs up in this house. So anyway... We tried the what? Anyway, we tried the Clomid. That helped me ovulate. Based on the OPKs and my temperature or whatever. But it seemed like after a while of taking it, like my body got used to it, so it wasn't ovulating with the Clomid anymore. I don't know if I just took too much or whatever, but that wasn't working, and so. There was times that we just didn't try. We just like whatever, and just basically dark all of a sudden here. But anyway, we just basically gave up. So let's fast forward. I'm sure this is over 5 years. So let's fast forward to a few months before we found out we was pregnant. Okay. What? Oh, this is when we decided to go to the VA doctor, and. We went to Gainesville. We went to after I got the insurance through the VA. We had the appointment to go to the VA doctor to start. Let me guess, Clomid, whatever. I didn't want to start it because I already knew about it. I knew that it wasn't going to help. Whatever. So we went to the VA and we had our fertility appointment. And Raymond was doing some stuff that he ain't had no business doing.
Apparently, she said that she asked me if I smoked weed. I said yes. So apparently, she said, "Oh, you can't do that." Okay. So I stopped for a while, 2 months.
Anyway, so. I rolled my eyes at him when...
Apparently you're not supposed to answer yes if the doctor just asks you if you're doing drugs. So don't answer honestly, apparently.
Anyway, I rolled my eyes at him. Like, oh my God. What'd I say? Oh my God, why you tell
Why
that?
did I tell her that?
Well, anyway.
You want her to help or
Oh
don't
my
you?
God, I hope the police don't come get us. Anyway, how long we could go on this video?
Why would just keep going?
Anyway, so we did that or whatever. So she said she wanted me to try the Clomid. Okay, we did 1 month of a Clomid, and then she called me and told me to stop taking the Clomid because my high blood pressures and my anemia. They want to get that back on track before we start again. So that month we didn't do the Clomid. And January we just had the good old fashioned sex, which I took the test. 3 days before my 29th. No, 29th. I am 29. I'm crazy. I took the test 3 days before my birthday, and
you don't remember the number?
What's 3 days before my birthday? My birthday's on the 3rd.
I'm not saying the date. You don't remember how old you are? Oh, goodness.
But anyway, how old were we?
I was hoping you knew. I didn't know either.
Anyway, so don't try to call me out. But anyway, so we took the. I was at home by myself, and I took the test, and I was like, it was like a cheat test. And I was like, oh my God, I think I said lying. But I didn't say, oh my God, and I didn't came and said, Ray, you still lying. I mean, we didn't hold the test up. We went through all that. So I went and got the expensive test, the one that says, pregnant. I'm not pregnant because I wasn't going to deal with the lines. So I'm telling you, it said 3 minutes, but I swear it was 3,000 million hours before the test results came up. Which is a sad pregnant. Let me just tell you, I just sat in the bathroom because I just could not believe it. I was just totally floored. And do you want to talk about how I told you I was going to do that in another video?
And to reflect back, like she said, we did stop trying, so it did happen after, when we weren't trying. So, it'll happen. That's when I said back in the video earlier. So anyway, and don't listen to the doctor either, because I was smoking at the time too. But don't
listen to those people that say, "Oh, it's going to happen," because there's plenty of times that in those 5 years that we stopped trying and nothing happened. So don't.
So anyway, I found out. I came home one day from work, and I just bought a new Xbox maybe that month. Bought Call of Duty, and I would play it. Come home, play it for a little while. Well, this wasn't running. Usually, he comes home straight and plays the Xbox. That's usually what happens. But on this day, so I come home. I guess I was watching TV for a little bit, and then I got hungry, and I went out to grab something to eat. So
he was so hungry. Like, why the day he was hungry? You should have just started.
Just today, normally I'd just be sitting on the chair playing the game. So after about an hour and a half after I'm home, and she has done, I go to turn on the game and it's not working. Well, all right. It's not reading the disc.
And mind you, I'm sitting back in our bedroom on the bed waiting for him to get the freaking disc, which he has already went out, bought something to eat, sitting down, chilling, eating, and all I'm thinking like, why don't you play your freaking Xbox like you usually do?
Did you say anything?
No, I didn't say anything.
So
I was just waiting.
So finally the disc isn't running, and I don't know what's going on because it's a brand new game, brand new system, and I look at, finally I pop it out, and a disc, like a regular CD disc, pops out. And we had a cat at the time, and on there it says, "You'll be cleaning kitty litter for the next 8 months. 8 months.
Because I already was.
And then I can't remember exactly what else it says on the disc, but it has the date on it, and that's how
I had a due date. Yeah. So what I did was
I don't think it said I'm pregnant. It just apparently if you're pregnant you can't clean kitty litter.
Yeah, before we got pregnant, we was talking about how he would have to change the kitty litter if I was pregnant. So basically what I did was I went to the store, I bought a blank disc, and I wrote on the disc, I guess you'll be changing the cat litter for the next 8 months. And I knew that this wouldn't work in the Xbox, so he would have to open up and look at it. So basically that's just what happened. He opened the disc, and then of course we cheered, yay, we're pregnant. And we said before we was gonna wait 3 months before we told anybody. This fool got on the phone and called everybody he know. So when he started calling everybody I know, I started calling everybody I knew, and then that's how we got our beautiful son, which we will show pictures of him.
4 to 5 years later.
Yes, 4 to 5 years later, which he is 2 years old now, so it's been a while. So we will show some pictures. And all right, bye YouTube.
See ya.
See ya. Please subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
Yes.